What's up, everybody? It's the Rogue in disguise, North American community contributor for World of Warships Blitz, and today we're talking about the Paolo Emilio. Oh, but yes. And today we're going to be talking about some good stats. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and turn that bell to all to catch all that we do for World of Warships Blitz. So let's dive into the stats of this ship right now. The Paolo Emilio, supposedly built in 1938, it's got a displacement of 3,700 tons. Its length is 140 meters long, 14 meters wide, 135,000 horsepower to push it through the waters. Okay, so let's talk about the in-game survivability, what the nitty-gritty is. It's got 20,532 hit points for a Tier 9 ship for an Italian destroyer. It's got a 5% citadel protection, fire and flooding resistance at 10%, damage reduction at 3%, and torpedo damage reduction at 3% as well. Let's talk about the maneuverability. 44.49 knots after modification, adding all the little bells and whistles on that, and after you do something else, I'll tell you about in just a moment with all the ship skills and all that, she gets up pretty quick. She's a pretty fast boat after everything's said and done, and it only takes her just under 10 seconds to get up to full speed, which is really nice. She does have some pretty decent guns. She has a 4x2 set of 135mm L/45s, model 1938s, with an 8-second reload time, which I don't like at all. A little bit long on the guns. Kind of interesting on the range as well at 8.16 kilometers. Main battery high explosive damage is going to be 413. 4% chance of setting a fire, which it's okay, but at the rate of fire, it should be a little bit faster, I think, honestly, for the weapons. But it's pretty decent. I did play the boat last week, and it was actually kind of fun to play, but just trying to figure out everything else that it does. The beautiful thing about this vessel, it does have sap rounds. The main battery sap damage is going to do 578 with 150% citadel damage, so it has armor pierce or high explosive and sap rounds. So this is a good combination of things to have. High explosives and sap rounds when you're this size destroyer. Church reverse speed on the gun are going to be 12 degrees per second. Now, I do wish that was a little bit longer. Torpedo tubes are 533 millimeter tubo length, whatever. They're in a 3x4 facet. I'm not even going to attempt to try to say that. But they are in a 3x4 facet, and I do believe the one turret in the middle spins back and forth from either torpedo tube, which is kind of interesting. The bad side to these torpedoes, this is a 95-second reload time, which is quite a bit of time. But each torpedo is going to do 5,428. The sad part is it's only got a 5-kilometer range. So you have to be up close and nasty in order to use these torpedoes. The speed is very beautiful at 68.08 knots. Very good. 33% chance of setting a flood. Very nice. Torpedo tube traverse speed. Pretty good. Almost at 30 degrees per second, but 27 degrees per second overall. Anti-aircraft armament is almost negligible, but the small caliber AA damage that the vessel has does 87 damage at 1.80 kilometers, which is not that fantastic. Surface detection is kind of terrible for this boat. It really is. It's 7.20 kilometers, and I'm sure you could probably put the equipment on there to drop the range, but 7.20 kilometers for a destroyer is just bad all the way around. So it's kind of an interesting combination of things that we got going on. It has SAP. It has 4x3 torpedoes, 4x3 torpedoes, 4 torpedoes per turret. That means 12 torpedoes. Pretty cool so far, right? Let's dig into other things first before we make our entire determination what this vessel is really for. Historical camouflage's main battery firing range will be increased by 4%. Torpedo range increased by 4%. Max traverse speed is going to be increased by 4%, and surface detection will be decreased by 4% with the historical camouflage applied to your vessel. XP and silver bonuses will be increased by 50% as well. Battle honors, you got 2 of them. The first one, you just got to play 10 battles. The second one, you need to cause 90,000 hit points of damage in 1 battle. Here's the nitty-gritty, ladies and gentlemen, and this is where you guys might think this vessel might be pretty good for one particular tasking. It's going to have engine accelerator 3, and your after modifications and everything is said and done, we were able to get 4 charges of that and 4 charges of fuel smoke. Not smoke generator, but fuel smoke, and you also have sap rounds. So, what does this vessel mean in the game of World of Warships Blitz? What is it going to do at the end of the day? You know what I mean? I mean, what is it really intended for? Well, it seems, after everything is said and done, it's really meant to handle really going after other destroyers. Now, what would make it a little bit more aggressive and more of its favorable in that situation, because it has short torpedoes, its AAE isn't that great. It's got fairly decent guns, but the reload is kind of bad. Its torpedoes are all right. You know what I mean? Short-range torpedoes, a lot of damage, got to be up close with it. Destroyers are going to take you down, cruisers are going to take you down pretty quickly in this vessel. So, what are we after with this one? Well, it's a destroyer hunter. It's supposed to go after destroyers. That's why the short range on the torpedoes. One thing that'll make this vessel absolutely 100% effective at its job is that it had at least hydroacoustic sonar. At least. Of course, naturally, I'm always favorable to radar, but hydroacoustic sonar would be pretty favorable in close-range DD combat. It would be. But overall, I did have a lot of fun with this vessel. Is it one of those things that I'm going to absolutely need? No, there's other vessels that are probably going to be a little better. It does have a cute little niche, being an Italian destroyer with sap rounds. I mean, it really, really, really shreds other destroyers with those SAP rounds. And I did manage to get my tasking done being a destroyer killer with this vessel. Like I said, one more advantage to this vessel could have hydroacoustic sonar. That's my personal opinion. It's a good boat overall, a good boat. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, hydroacoustic sonar or radar would have been a real nice touch on this boat, but they made it is what it is. And honestly, if you wait it out and you strategize enough and you know what you're doing and counting down the number of charges of fuel smoke on each destroyer, and you have to be privy to that knowledge in the middle of combat and know your vessels well, you might get away with it later in the match, not having a hydroacoustic sonar and or radar. But hopefully you're paired up with vessels that do have it, and you can use that to your advantage. And hopefully maybe guys are using Discord to communicate that information if you're running a division. If you're running solo with this vessel, try to stick with other cruisers and destroyers that may potentially have hydroacoustic sonar and or radar, because I know they're out there. We've seen them, right? Oh, but yes. And check out our live streams on Facebook. We stream Monday through Friday, playing a various array of games, anywhere from Call of Duty Warzone to Diablo Immortal, Overwatch, and also World of Warships Blitz, at least 2 days a week if we can. All right, guys, until the next video, don't do anything I wouldn't do twice.